Hello, Stuart here. Recently I bought another Commodore 64 because I actually wanted it for the case, because the case I've got isn't particularly good, and this case looked very good. And the error that was showing on the computer was basically getting a blue screen with a single exclamation mark in the middle. I've turned it on. I get the same thing. You get the light blue border and the dark blue screen, and you get a single exclamation mark in the middle. Now if you leave it running for a few minutes, you end up getting some lines on the screen as well, so like characterized. That sometimes happens. Now there's no SID chip in this, because what I did is the first thing I did was take the SID chip out and try it to my Commodore that does work, and luckily the SID chip does work. Now I'm in a bit of a dilemma now, because I have two boards. This is the one that I got with the computer recently, and the condition of the board looks a lot nicer, even though judging by the serial numbers on this, this is slightly older. This is about, the serial number there is somewhere. Can't find it anyway. When you look at the serial number up here, for example, that says 157,357, and this is 183,004. So, in theory, this one is younger, but this one looks nicer. Now, the issue I had with this board is it worked absolutely perfectly. It's just SID music was just really, really quiet, and we couldn't work out why. So, I'm in a dilemma now. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to spend my time repairing this board, swap over the chips that I think that will work on here. Most of the chips do work. Sorry, no, the wrong way. This is the wrong way around. This is the new board. This is the one where I'm getting the blue screen, nothing much happening. This is where the music didn't work properly. So I don't know what to do now. The top of this one looks a lot nicer, looks a lot cleaner, but underneath, you're not going to see this very well because it's not going to focus and the lighting's wrong. This has been repaired. I've resoldered this. I tried to reflow it to make any difference. I'll tell you about that in a second. Those chips there have been changed, because I did notice the RAM chips. There's like 4 different types of RAM chips on here, and there is like a sticker from a electronics company on the case from about 1990 saying it didn't say it's repaired, it said inspected 1990. So I think it was repaired about 1990. So those two chips are completely different to the rest. Those two are completely different. Those two are, and those two are. So there's actually 4 types of RAM chips on this. And I have also noticed there's a wire there between like the 4th pin of each one of those, and when I inspected it, there is actually a missing trace between these 2 RAM chips. So anyway, what I did was I gave it a quick reflow, and the issue has changed now. It does look like it's trying to boot up. It kind of boots up, I get these squiggly lines, and then like a second later the screen changes again slightly for a second, and then it just goes blue. Because obviously when you load a Commodore 64 up, you get the blue screen, and then about a second later obviously the ROM loads up. So I don't know if I've made that worse, because now it seems like it is trying to do something, but I'm in a dilemma. Do I spend time taking the chips from this, which most of them will probably be good, into here, into a computer that's got a broken trace, or shall I do it the other way around and spend the time using whatever chips work on this board, which had a sound issue? Anyway, so that's where I am at the moment. If you give me any ideas or suggestions, I'll be very grateful. Thank you very much.